introduce myself. I'm Alisa. Some of you might know me as the founder of Game Insight, a company behind titles like Tribes, Airport City, Mr. Menor, and the latest Guns of Boom. I also founder of GOSU Data Lab. This is my latest venture. This company is focused on gaming data. What we basically do, we grab gaming data from different sources, analyze it, add some AI magic, and create different tools for gamers and for gaming companies. Our last project called GOSU AI, we launched a year ago. It's focused on the competitive gamers. We take data and give personal advice on how to improve your skills. Like if you play casual games, you just can start and play. If you play hardcore, you need to improve your skill and learn. If you play competitive hardcore, you probably want to win, so you will definitely need to constantly improve your skill and learn. So that's what we help to do with some machine learning. Today I would like to speak about the data and how we can implement some AI cases into a gaming industry. My story of creating a GOSU Data Lab starts from me trying to play League of Legends. I had some gaming detox and break before I founded this company, and I decided to break it with playing League of Legends because I felt like I missed something very interesting. And I'm a casual gamer by myself. I play Candy Crush Saga and Bejeweled and Angry Birds because I'm a woman 35 plus. But sometime, because of my job, I need to play something more hardcore. And it was a time for League of Legends that day. And it was a screen there, like, Alisa, you have 30 seconds to choose the hero. And it was 100 something there on the screen. And every hero, every character had his own abilities and characteristics and the roles and everything. And I was like, oh my God, I need to close all this and just go and watch YouTube, read the tons of guides, and like learn what kind of hero do I need to pick right now. And that was the moment when I thought that, what if the game would know my data? They could just highlight some heroes personally for me, because I actually always play support. In the hardcore, I always play support. I heal someone, I shoot from the corner. That's my roles that I usually choose. And if the League of Legends would know my data and know that Alisa always plays support, they would probably highlight 5 or 10 characters for me, and it would be easier for me to jump into the game. So it would make the conversion rates much, much better for them. And that's how this company started because that pushed me actually to check what kind of data exists and to play with this data, to think what we can create, what kind of project we can create around the gaming data. Well, today, this idea already materialized into a platform that we built behind GOSU AI, where we profile the user's behaviors, and now we use it for GOSU AI stuff. I will show you some examples of how you can use this data set to create a more satisfying experience for gamers. First of all, we have this thing which we called gamer fingerprint, which is basically the mold of unique gamers' behaviors. So every gamer, if you play something, you do it your unique style, and it works pretty much like a face or picture recognition. When we recognize your gameplay style and behaviors in the different games, because it's unique, we can identify you. And that can actually be used for example, to identify you during online tournament in esports, because the problem is that there is always a problem to know who is playing right now on the different account, and we can actually do this with our AI. We also can identify, is it a person playing or a bot playing, because we have a very good anti-cheat detector with understanding that this is a real person or a bot playing right now. It also, you can apply we apply a gamer fingerprint to different services, like for example, matchmaking, when we match people in the team and to create some personal services and features. Usually we use this gamer fingerprint almost in all cases of our AI. When we speak about the AI, today it was a joke on the internet that the difference between machine learning and AI is that machine learning is made out of Python and the AI is made out of PowerPoint. So when we speak about the AI in games, the first thing which is actually comes out to mind is, of course, OpenAI and DeepMind bots who play with real gamers and who recently won all the matches for a couple of years already. There is a big industry of AI in a big PC games. It exists already for more than 50 years, and we see how bots are smart and how they learn inside the games. But the bots who win from the real players, it seems like it's a little bit kind of PR strategy for companies like DeepMind to push the idea that artificial intelligence, can be more intelligence like a real person. But there is a great case I would like to share. I think that's my favorite from this industry that I love to share, is that exactly the same algorithm that won with the AlphaGo about a year ago, the same algorithm that won StarCraft just a couple of months ago from the real people did this to a Google cooling system. They reduced costs 40% for Google servers, so it's almost a half. With the same algorithm that won, it's pretty the same, that just won from the real players. It works like an agent, which reward itself if it's doing something right, or punish itself if it's doing something wrong. So basically, this algorithm is just jumping from server to server and working with the cooling system and reducing the cost for electricity. Right, the same algorithm is doing a very good job for Google. That's the case I really love in AI. A lot in the competitive gaming. A lot is made about the matchmaking. We all care about the retention rate, and this is probably the most important metrics in the game. To make the retention rates higher, gamers should be satisfied. That's a very important point of giving your content to gamers. And to be satisfied, it doesn't mean that players should definitely like the fight. They could even don't like this fight exactly. They don't like this match, but they could feel satisfied. To make them more satisfied, we've been experimenting with one very big game. I can't tell the name of, with the matchmaking, to find relevant players into the team and to reject those matches where the machine feels like they will not be satisfied. That all was based on the gamer's behavior, so on the gamer's fingerprint, and we reduced the churn after bad matches on 8%. which basically means that it works to care about the data of your gamers and find the relevant players into the team. Matchmaking systems also could be used, and we're going to use it tomorrow because we created it, we call it Tinder for gamers, to find the relevant body in the party, because a lot of gamers says that there is a super problem that you always play with idiots in the team, and that service is actually gonna change everything, because you will be able to find a relevant body in the team. And if the game would know my data, they would probably suggest me to play with Andre, for example, because my support style can be very good for his active role of playing in competitive game. There's also cases that could be made. This is pretty much smart churn prevention works pretty much like we all know it works in the banks already. When the product knows that you are about to leave, and there are some cases to propose you a better credit or a better conditions or something that prevent your leaving right now. That's pretty the same can be used in the games. So game can set the alarms on those users who are gonna leave. This is especially interesting when it comes to players who pays a lot, like Alisa is doing regularly. A super whale, we'll call them super whales, those players with a very, very, very high average revenue per user. You would care of leaving him or her in your game. So it can work like this. It's also, there is a lot of experiments which a lot of companies I know doing already inside. I really believe that a lot of user acquisition companies that here is selling users for mobile industry will try to experiment and do this. It's an experiment with the free-to-play monetizations inside the game. When you know the user's data, for example, you can choose the monetization strategy. So if you know that Diana probably will not pay right after she joined the game, you can start to show advertising from the early beginning to her, and that's how you can increase your revenue. Or, for example, if you know that Alisa is going to pay right now and she's a super whale because she pays in every game, you can probably care about her some special way or show some offers made especially for gamers who pays a lot. So you can experiment with this. The main question here still is, does it worth implementing? Because working with machine learning, it's integration, it's a lot of cost for servers, so you pay a lot to experiment, to make the case, and at the end, you need to be sure that the lifetime value will be increased. And for now, staying here today, we have not a lot of cases that really works and that like whole industry can see and implement. But I believe that in 2 or 3 years, I will be standing here and it will be a lot of cases that really work. My personal belief, I'm not a game developer in this part of my life. I develop a service for gamers, but if I would be a game developer, I would start a new game from the beginning with understanding that this game will know the data of the users that starts playing it. And that's how the game can actually face to a user a little bit with the different angles, face to a user. Like if Alisa loves crafting in MMOs, then MMOs could show me a little bit more crafting quests than PvP quests. If Alisa pays a lot, then show her more offers that made especially for her. And if Alisa plays support, then just highlight those 5 characters in League of Legends or Dota 2, which will make the tutorial smoother and conversion rates better and the level of satisfaction much, much higher. And well, my job is to experiment with these cases, and I hope to see, to bring a couple of really good ones to you in the next couple of years. We're building a platform. This is a profiling platform. We have 1 million users in this platform. This is all competitive gamers who play different games. And we use this platform for our own GOSU AI service to make our advice to a player more personal. But in the future, we expect to use this platform for business to business and to work with the big gaming companies to help them create these games with personal personification in the gameplay. Well, the future will be beautiful.